This huge FIFA Club World Cup quarterfinal, Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich. Today, we're really getting into it. A proper heavyweight clash in the football world. We pulled together a whole stack of sources, official club previews, live updates, expert analysis, you name it, all to unpack. Our goal here is basically to cut through all the noise, give you the shortcut to being clued in on this massive matchup, even as it's happening.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is these sources, they don't just give you the pre-match stuff. We're getting early insights from the game itself, too. We'll be looking at how these two teams got here, quite different paths, actually, plus their star players, the tactics they might use, and definitely their history. They've got quite a past, these two. It all feeds into this quarterfinal.
Okay, let's set the scene then. This Club World Cup quarterfinal, it's July 5th, 2025, Atlanta, Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And this stadium, it's not just any old ground. It's got aircon, a retractable roof.
Which sounds maybe like a small detail, but it's actually huge. Because outside, we're talking up to 32 degrees Celsius, hot.
Right. So that indoor climate control is pretty key.
It's absolutely key. It means both teams can play that ferocious pace, that really aggressive pressing style they're known for, without the heat just wiping them out. Vincent Kompany, Bayern's coach, he even said, this is the first time in this tournament I've done a pre-match interview where I'm not already sweating.
Yeah, that tells you something, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows why the stadium itself is a factor here, letting them play their natural high-intensity game.
Okay, so the stage is set. Let's zoom in on PSG first. They're coming in as the reigning European champions, UEFA Champions League winners. Got that title for the first time, beating Inter 5-0 back in May. Pretty emphatic. So how have they looked getting to this point in the Club World Cup?
Well, their journey here has been pretty compelling, actually. Shows some real grit. After winning their league and cup double back home, they carried that form over. Topped Group B here in the U.S., 2 wins, but also that surprising 1-0 defeat to Botafogo.
Right, that was unexpected.
Yeah, a bit of a blip. But then they bounced right back, beat Seattle Sounders 2-0 to win the group. And in the round of 16, they blew away. Messi's Inter Miami 4-0. Jean-Ev's got 2 in that one. Showed they mean business.
Their coach, Luis Enrique, he called their season a nice story, talking about how they kept battling. Seems like it's working. But what about the key players? Dembele, for instance. He's been injured. How does his situation affect things? Is he fully back?
Yeah, that's a big question, isn't it? I mean, Ousmane Dembele, he's a genuine contender for the Ballon d'Or this year. Huge talent. He was recovering, started on the bench against Inter Miami. Luis Enrique is obviously thrilled to have him available again. We're talking about a player involved in 33 goals this year. That's immense.
33. Wow.
Yeah. But, starting fitness after injury against this Bayern side, that'll be tested. Then you've got Vitinha. He's described as Luis Enrique's metronome, controls the tempo, leads PSG in line-breaking passes, those ones that really cut through the defense, 78 of those. And crucially, 95% pass completion, even under high pressure. He keeps the ball ticking.
So composure and incision from him.
Exactly. Add in Bradley Barcola and Desiree Doué, who we saw had an early shot just wide in the match itself. It's an electric lineup, as the sources say. Uniquely impactful. They've outscored teams 10-1 so far here. They can just overwhelm you.
Okay, so PSG looking very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
How about Bayern Munich then? Another giant, obviously.
Yeah.
Company said, it's a fantastic challenge for us. I always like to play against the best opponents. What's their story been in this tournament?
Bayern definitely made a statement early on. That massive 10-0 win against Auckland City. Jamal Musiala got a second-half hat-trick in that one.
10-0.
Then a much tighter game, edged past Boca Juniors 2-1, but then they had a slip-up, lost 1-0 to Benfica. Though, to be fair, Kompany rotated the squad quite heavily for that match.
Okay. Context is important there.
Definitely. But they showed their quality again in the round of 16, beating Flamengo 4-2. Harry Kane got a brace, really stepped up. Kompany's guys, they seem fired up. Kane himself said, we can beat any opponents if we're in top form. There's confidence there.
And speaking of Kane, wow. The sources suggest he's just been absolutely central to everything Bayern do.
No, absolutely. He's been the key to their progress, no question. The numbers are just wild. Across all competitions for Bayern, he's had a hand in 109 goals. That's 85 goals, 24 assists in just 95 games.
It's almost unbelievable.
It really is. And in this tournament specifically, 4 goal involvements in 4 games. He delivers consistently. It's not just scoring either. It's his link-up play, creating space. He's the focal point.
And team news-wise,
yeah,
Musiala's back.
Yes, important news there. Musiala, who went off injured against Boca, he's completed full training. He's back in the starting 11. comes in alongside Alexander Pavlovich. They replace Goretzka and Gnabry. Kompany seems to see this game as being about principles, about winning the ball back, applying pressure, both sides wanting to do that.
Okay, so two incredibly strong teams, both in form. But like you said earlier, they have history. This isn't the first time they've locked horns.
Not at all. And that history, it adds a real spice to this. They've played 15 competitive matches. Bayern have won 8, PSG 6. So historically, Bayern have a slight edge. But here's the kicker. Bayern have won the last 4 meetings against PSG, and they didn't concede a single goal in those 4 games.
Wow, 4 straight wins with clean sheets against PSG.
Exactly. The last one was just back in November 2024, Champions League group stage. 1-0 Bayern win, Kim Min-jae scored. And apparently that loss was the only time under Luis Enrique that PSG both lost and had less possession than their opponent. That's tactically very interesting.
Yeah, that suggests Bayern found a way to really disrupt them.
It does. And of course, this is also a rematch of the 2020 Champions League final. Bayern won that 1-0 too. So, there's definitely a psychological element there, perhaps favoring Bayern based on recent history.
But PSG seem like they're aware of that history.
Yeah.
Bradley Barcola was quoted saying, "This could be a very good moment to take our revenge." They sound motivated by it.
Oh, definitely. You can bet PSG want to put that record straight. Luis Enrique, their coach, he's stressed how much his team has improved this season, especially their efficiency in the Champions League. He thinks they're a different proposition now. Both coaches are expecting a really aggressive, high-tempo game. Kompany basically said, look, neither team will dominate possession the whole time. He said, it'll be a game of principles. It will be about individual and collective performances, and the ball has to go in. Pretty blunt.
No kidding. Focus on the fundamentals.
And Mark Carey over at The Athletic made a great point, too. He said, if Bayern get their aggressive man-to-man press wrong, if they mistime it, then PSG, who are brilliant in transition, those quick counterattacks, they will absolutely punish them.
Right. So it's a high-risk, high-reward strategy for Bayern's press against this PSG attack.
Precisely. It's a fascinating tactical battle.
Yeah.
You've got Bayern's potential psychological edge from history, but PSG's current form looks almost unstoppable.
And the stats back that up too, right? Their goal differences across the whole season.
Yeah, it's incredible. Across all competitions in Europe's top 5 leagues, PSG actually lead with a plus 106 goal difference. Bayern are third with plus 99. It just shows how incredibly potent both teams are, offensively and defensively solid overall. They're built to attack.
Okay, so that's the buildup. Now, the sources even give us a feel for the kickoff itself in Atlanta.
Yeah.
What happened in those first few minutes?
Well, first, there was a moment of silence before kickoff for Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, a poignant start.
Right.
Then the whistle blows, and immediately PSG kick it long, straight out for a throw-in. Seems like they wanted to instantly trigger their intensive pressing game, high up the pitch, set the tone.
Interesting tactic, Riff, in the first second.
Yeah, no playing out from the back initially. And in those opening minutes, maybe up to about 19 minutes in, Bayern actually had a strong start. They put PSG under a lot of pressure, forcing them to abandon playing short from their goalkeeper for a bit.
So intense pressure from both sides right away.
Absolutely. We saw early chances too. Desiree Doué for PSG had a shot go wide around the 3rd minute. Then Michael Elise tested the keeper for Bayern in the 6th minute, both teams showing intent.
Any controversial moments early on?
There was one around 12 minutes. Bayern's Joseph Stanisic put in a really committed sliding tackle on Achraf Hakimi, looked full-blooded. The ref initially gave something, I think, but replay suggested it was actually a clean challenge. Still, it showed the intensity, the aggression levels were high from the off.
Yeah, sounds like it. So this deep dive, it really paints a picture, doesn't it? Not just a game, but this tactical chess match. 2 of the world's most aggressive pressing teams going head-to-head with all that history, that psychology, playing out in these unique stadium conditions.
It really does. And it makes you think, in these massive games, how much do those opening exchanges, that initial pressure, how much does that really matter? Or does the history, those past wins for Bayern, does that weigh heavier? Or is it just about who takes that one key chance when it comes? What does this kind of ferocious start, this intensity, really tell us about the sort of the core identity, the DNA of these super clubs beyond just where they are form-wise right now? Makes you wonder.